Hundreds of cities across the world are expected to stand together as one today in major rallies planned by the global protest movement Anonymous. The Million Mask March aims to unite those protecting online privacy as well as standing up to corporate greed, GM foods and other causes. Gayane Chichakyan spoke to some of the activists.
The Anonymous are calling for activists and ordinary citizens to stand up against what they see is a police state.
If you have not yet woken up to the reality of the police state we've been warning you about, I hope you realize we are fast running out of time.
So that was a bit of their call, and now I'm joined by the organizer of the upcoming rally here in Washington, the Million Mask March, John Anthony Fairhurst. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thanks for coming down,
Right. John, you say police state, they say secure state. What do you think about that dilemma?
I think it's kind of like a load of crap, like you can't give up your freedom just to be safe,
The main criticism is that such a decentralized force will die down, like as the Occupy movement has in many ways. I'm going to explain what I mean. Did they stop the overtake, the corporate overtake? No, they did not. Will you stop the NSA? What is your answer to that?
I'd like to, but I think we're not slowing down. We're speeding up. I started this with one event here in Washington D.C. and as of the last I looked last night, we had over 400 marches on November 5th in over 150 different countries, and that doesn't look like we're slowing down at all.
John, I looked at the agenda of the rally. It's very diverse. It's against the persecution of whistleblowers. It's against Monsanto, the biggest producer of genetically modified seeds. Tell me about the agenda. What are you trying to change?
We're trying to change a lot of stuff that's going on in this world. Like I said, as far as like the food that we eat, the police state, foreign wars, like they're spending money in other countries and all this other stuff that's going on, and they're not even spending it here. I was just talking to one of my friends he's from Michigan. And they were talking about like all these abandoned buildings. It's like, how can you fix somebody else's house before you fix your own? You gotta, there's people all over the world that need some serious change, and that's what we're doing here.
Thank you, sir. For all the reasons that you just heard, these men and women in masks are taking to the streets across the U.S. with the main event here in Washington. And when it begins this Tuesday morning, I'll be your eyes and ears, so please tune in. In Washington, I'm Gayane Chichakyan.
Well, earlier I spoke with American activist Greg Hoosh, who says the group has a very clear distinction between what's right and what's legal.
One of my big pushes with all of the kind of real world stuff we've been doing, not the online stuff, for me, has been to get more people, what I like to call activated, get more people out there just doing something. I don't even care what you believe. I want you on the streets telling people about it and getting things done. So I think this type of an event is going to just help to get more people active in the system. And I have a feeling that more people active in the system can only be better for the people.
Do you feel Anonymous might actually alienate people? Because you've talked about the protests there, which is fair enough, but also they do hack websites, and people could legitimately say, well, actually, isn't that a criminal offence? Do we want to be part of this?
There's a distinction there. You call it criminal, but what's right and what's wrong is not exactly in line with what's legal and what's illegal. And so it's really up to each individual to decide just how far they're willing to go with their protest.